Hi guys, my name is Brandon Clark, and for my Dream Big, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on Adobe Premiere Pro. So the first thing you want to do is open up the program, and if you can't open up the program and start a new project, then I don't think I can help you very much. But after you do that, and once you get in, you're going to want to go over to this bottom left-hand corner over here, and you're going to see project, and then you're going to see whatever you named it. And so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to make a new sequence. And how you do that is you're going to right click and say new item, and then go over to sequence. And then once you see this, you're going to want to choose from one of these presets, and the presets are going to want to match whatever your clip settings are. And so for me, I'm using a digital SLR. And then once I get in here, I'm using something that was recorded in 1080p with like 30 frames. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to click OK, and I'm actually not going to rename it, but I'm going to click OK. And then once you get in here, you have your sequence now, and this is where you're going to be editing, and this is called a timeline. And so this is where you're going to end up editing all of your stuff. But first you need to get your clips. And so how you do that is you're going to come back over here, and then you're going to right click. You're going to click on import. And then once you have, like the folder on like your desktop or whatever, and you have it, you're going to want to click on your video, and you're going to want to push open. And it's going to import the file. Now you have it here. I'm actually going to import the rest of my stuff. And once you do that, I'm also going to, this is a music file. Once you have all of that, you might want to rename it to something a little bit shorter, or like a keyword, so you know exactly what you're looking for. I'm actually going to rename this just music, just because it's such a long name. Okay, so now that we have all of our song and our videos that we're going to be editing with in our folder over here, we're going to need to start editing now. And to start editing, you're going to want to put this, whatever clip you want, into this preview area. So we're going to double click on the clip, and it's going to come up. And so let's say I'm just going to pick some random points. Right here, I like this, so I'm going to mark this with the I button on our keyboard, or right here, the mark in. And what that's going to do is that's going to tell Premiere, okay, I don't want any of this stuff before, I just want this part on. But I don't want all of this. I only want until here, until this beautiful bridge. So I'm going to click out, or mark out. And that's going to tell Premiere that I want from here to here. This is all I want out of this big, out of this 2-minute clip. That's all I want. So now I'm going to take this, and I'm going to drag it. I'm going to click and drag it over onto our timeline. And so now we're going to have that on there. So now that we have that on there, we're going to need to edit it. Actually, we're good on this right now. We're going to actually make a title for it right now. So we're going to come over here, and to make a new title, you're going to come back over here, and you're going to do new item, title. I'm just not going to name it anything new. I'm just going to say OK. Once we get into here, it's going to show us, oh, okay, this is where you are on your timeline. And to move, say you wanted it black, you'd come over here and just move it. It's going to show wherever your playhead is. So we're going to click on this, and that's, we're going to start typing. We're going to just do text, right? And to make the text bigger, we're going to come over here to size, make it, so I messed up. We're going to come over here and make it bigger, text, just big text. And so now you're in the text, and oh, okay, so that's actually, this is the selection tool. This is how you select your text, so you can actually move it wherever you want to move it with that. And then to center it, you come down here to center, right? So that's how you center it. But to then type in your text, you're going to want to come down to this just big T, type tool, and then you're going to click on it, right? So now we can edit with now we can edit the text. So if I want to maybe change the color to just black, I'm going to come over here, change the color, solid black. You're not going to really see it right now. That's okay. Actually, if we want to see it, we can come back over here. And then just look, text. Big text across this picture right here. So now we're done. Okay, this is all we want. You don't have to do anything else now. You can just exit out. And so now we're just going to move the text back over here, and we're going to put it right at the front, you know? Let everybody know. Text, even though it's blurred out right now, because that's dark. But so now you have text. Very scenic shot. Okay. So now we're going to say we want to come back in here, and we didn't really choose our mark in and mark out points very well, and so we want to cut this. And we don't want to just cut it by trimming it like this. We want to cut a specific shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this razor tool. We're going to click on the razor tool, and then we're going to choose right where we want to cut it. We want to cut it right here, maybe. And then we're going to come back over here to the selection tool or press V. And we're going to take that and we're going to come over and move that down here. I'm going to take that and move it down here. And you can see that the audio didn't go with it. And the reason that it didn't go with it is because I didn't have linked selection on, which will match the audio with the video or vice versa. And so now if I were to take the cutting tool, right, and I wanted to cut it with some of the text in it, I could now, it should, oh, it only cut that because I didn't cut on that. Okay, so if I want to cut that, it'll cut the audio too. You can see the line there. And so now if I came back over, I would take it, and now this can move anywhere I want with the audio following it. And so that's how we do that. So I'm actually going to delete all of this. So we're going to come back over. We have this pine tree. I just changed it because apparently I chose the wrong one. So now we're going to come back over, and now we have another, you know, we want to come into this thing. And we're actually going to, we already have a mark in and mark out for this. And so we're going to drag that onto our timeline. And you can see, even though my playhead was all the way down here, it knows I only want that. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to drag that down here. Now, say I want to cross dissolve in between this, because I just don't like it that it goes, that it just cuts awkwardly to you know, waterfall. So I'm going to make it a little bit better, and I'm going to come over here and I'm going to come over to effects, and I'm going to go into video transitions, and I'm going to come down to dissolve, and we're going to come down to cross dissolve. That's one of the most commonly used ones. We're going to come over and we're just going to drag that right there. And so now what that'll do is that'll make it a cross dissolve, and it'll make it kind of dissolve into it more. And even though that's still pretty awkward, that is how you do that. So that's the basics to editing a video. But say I want to make this clip, I want to make this one, I want to make it zoom in. I'm going to come over here to motion, and I'm going to make the scale bigger, and that is going to zoom it in. Right, I can zoom it in, zoom it out, and then say I want to make it slowly zoom in. I'm going to come down here and do toggle animation. Now I'm going to come over here, and this is where I really want it to be zoomed in on that bridge right there, or well, actually it'll be centered right here. So I'm going to add another keyframe, and you can do that right here, or you can do that over here, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to add another keyframe, and I'm going to take this and I'm going to make it really zoomed in, right on that bridge. And what that'll do is now if we play it back, actually it'll make it zoom in, and then the end point will be on the bridge, really zoomed in. but it zoomed it in, and it made it really smooth, and it wasn't jittery except for the fact that my computer's lagging because there's so much going on. So that's how you make it zoom in slowly like that. So now we want to do something with our audio. Our audio is, we're going to take that in here and say our audio is just way too loud. It's just when I play it, it's really clipping, and it's getting up here in the red, which we don't want. So it's really loud, and we want it in this yellow area. That's a sweet spot. So we're going to take it over here, and we're going to bring the volume down to where it's right about that yellow spot. Now that's nice. That's a nice volume, and that sounds good. I like that. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to take it, I'm going to drag this down, and there we go. But now if we play this, you can hear Jeremy chose his own music, and I chose my music. And although it was lagging, you could hear that, they were both playing over each other. So we want to get rid of that. And right now we can't just select this because it will select the clips we had too. So we need to come back over here, take off link selection, unclick, come back over here, click, and then delete. Boom. Now we have our edited video that's lagging really hard. And with our cross dissolve right here that zooms in, and it's all, really pretty. So now we want to export our video, right? We're going to come over here to File, and first we're going to save it. I'm actually not going to save it. Well, you want to save it first, and then click where on the desktop or folder you want to save it. You're going to go to Export then, Media. Once you're in your export, you can maybe scrub over it, make sure that everything looks really good. Unfortunately, I still have the audio over here, so this will just be playing. I didn't cut that. Actually, let me go do that right now. So I'll come back over here, razor tool, cut it, click it off. There we go. So now we make sure nothing else is there. And to make sure, and to actually double check to make sure that you're only taking exactly this, you're going to do a mark in right here, and then you're going to click down on your keyboard, and you're going to go to the very end of your video, and you're going to do mark out. You're going to come back over here, File, Export, Media. Now, this is only going to export that area that I had the mark in and mark out, and it's also only exporting that because that's the only thing I have on there. But there's a couple things I need to talk about. If you think that you're going to have this video and you're going to put it back in Adobe Premiere because you're going to edit it with something else, you want to use an AVI uncompressed. If you're not going to do that, if you're sending it straight to YouTube or something else, you're going to want to go to this H.264. And that's going to be a nice preset that's going to work on it's going to work on everything. It's an MP4, and so, and that's also how you choose where you're going to send it to. Right now this is going to my desktop, as you can see, because it says desktop, and so that's how you export it. And once you make sure that you have all that stuff ready, you're just going to click export, and it's going to export it immediately with the current settings. And those are the basics to Adobe Premiere, and I hope you guys liked it. Thank you.